Welcome to Delphi Labs. My name is Pawel and today I'm going to use Delphi XE for building a simple calculator service using DataSnap technology. I'm going to first start from building a DataSnap server. File New, Other. In the New Items category in the DataSnap server category we have a DataSnap server wizard that will create a standalone application for us. We are going to keep a VCL Forms application as a project type. We are going to keep TCP/IP as a communication protocol, and we are not going to have sample methods generated by the wizard. We are going to use a default port 211. It's always a good idea to test if it's open. And we are going to keep a T component as our server methods ancestor class. Okay, our server is now ready. I'm going to save it, so I'm going to save it in a special place. We have this DataSnap Labs Simple Calc folder already ready. This my unit 2 is my form server unit. There are also other units generated by the wizard. I'm going to keep these names default, and the name of the project will be Simple Calc Server. Okay, our server is now almost ready. We only need to provide implementation for the server methods. Here we need to implement functionality that client will be able to call. Any methods that are defined here will be available automatically to any client. I'm going to multiply this code so I can just very quickly change the names of the methods. So I have add, sub, div, maybe mult, and div. Now using Shift Ctrl C, I'm doing a class completion and providing implementation of these methods. So I'm going to do A plus B. Okay, in divide I see that there is a problem in this name. I'm going to change it in a moment. And here in the result multiply, we're going to do this like this, and subtract we have this. So this has to be changed, div, and this is going to be div here as well. So in this very moment the implementation of our class is already done. Div is a keyword, so we cannot use div as a keyword, so we are going to have this divide. Okay, so now the functionality of our server is implemented. I'm going to run this application without debugging because it has to be running in order to be able to develop a client. I'm going to run without debugging, and I'm going to minimize the server so it can be accessed by the client during the development and runtime. To the project group I'm going to add a new project. This is going to be just a standalone VCL Forms application. I'm going to save this application in exactly same place. So my unit 3 is going to be my form client unit. I'm going to click on save. The name of the project will be Simple Calc Client. Simple Calc but client. Okay, and the name of the project group just Simple Calc Group. Okay, so that's our client. I'm going to build very quickly a little GUI. So I'm going to press F6 to bring the ID inside to add some functionality. I will have this button 1 called button add. I'm going to add, actually I'm going to copy this and have 4 of these buttons here, so I can just change their names very easy. Okay, so button add will have the caption just plus. Button second will be called, will have a caption minus and the name button sub. The third one will have a name button mult for multiplication and also the multiplication sign, and the last one will be button div. So this button div will have just a sign like this. Okay, so this we need also 2 edits for entering values. So I'm going to minimize this guy a little bit, put it here, So this is going to be my edit A for parameter A, and I'm going to provide some test value so I don't have to think about it later. Now I can just copy this edit and put it here, so it's going to look a little bit like a calculator. This time this edit is going to be called edit B, and the value, let it be 2. Now, to make sure that it looks nice, I'm going to add two T-label components, one for just equal sign. So I'm going to just add an equal sign here very easily, and also another label, F6 again, T-label for the result itself. So this label is going to be called label result. Okay, so now I'm ready to implement functionality. So I double click on a button add, but how do I access my remote server? Before I can access the remote server, I need to add some units to my client project. I'm going to use a wizard. In the file new other, I'm going to find a DataSnap server and the client module, DataSnap client module. Is going to be a connectivity to local server. This is DataSnap standalone server using TCP/IP protocol, using port 211. I can connect at runtime, at design time, so that's very good. And now the wizard generates for me two new units. There is a client module unit that contains a SQL connection component, and also the client classes unit that provides a functionality that I'm going to call in order to call my remote service. Okay, I'm going to save, so I'm going to save both new files added to my project. Okay, in order to be able to call these methods, I need to actually use the client module. So there is a global variable called client module 1, and it has a property called server methods client, and this property is of type tserver methods client, so I can just call these methods. So in my form client unit, in order to call anything, I can just first I need to use this unit, so I'm going to use both of these units in my client unit, and now I can just do client module 1 dot server methods client server methods 1 client dot, and I now have access to all the methods. So I'm going to call add, so I need to specify A and B, so, and also store somewhere the result. So I need to declare three variables here, A, B and C of type double. So A will be a string to float edit A dot text. Same thing for B, so I'm going to copy this code here and change A to B and like this. And now I'm going to use my label result caption property and convert back from float to string the value C. So that's implementation of my add. I can actually go ahead and implement all other buttons very similarly, so just copying some of the code and changing just the name of the method I'm going to use. So here in the divide, I'm going to call the divide. Here in my multiply, I just going to call multiply, and here in my subtract, I'm going to just call subtract. So subtract. So now I should be ready to test my client. So if I click on plus, I get 7 minus 3. So it looks like my client is able to connect to the DataSnap server that provides simple service functionality. Thank you for watching Delphi Labs.